I was crying with my parents. I like, oh no, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to study that. I want to change the course that they um assured me that no, you can follow your hobbies, but because we're not living with you forever, so we really want you to have some stable jobs that can help you to build your dream.
Oh yeah, we've been here before. Question is, where are we standing? Do 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 do. But yeah, so what about this world is your favorite? What do you like about it?
I like this world just because like the scenes, the view and the seas is remind me some kind of the vibing from future. Like I told you, I like something a little more apocalyptic vibing, and this thing is the perfect one for me. So I like this place a lot. It's been my home world for a long time.
So apocalyptic and at sea.
Yeah. Yeah, and the seas. It looks like it's Japanese style. You think so? It's like some in some anime movies or yeah.
But is it because of the windmills?
Yeah, true. Yeah, because of the windmill. Let's give it that vibing Japanese vibe. That's why I like this place.
What would you like people to know you by? Like, so you don't have to give an exact name, but like, what can people call you?
Sure, you can call me Arkseus. That's obvious. The name one people want to call me.
Roughly, you don't have to give your exact age, but how old are you, or what age range are you in?
Now I'm 23. I'm gonna turn into 24 in this October. Yeah. It's kind of a bit old, but like, yeah, my soul is still 18. It's still young, no. I'm
23,
boy
kind of a bit old.
Yeah, 23 is a bit old now. Like
Yeah.
whenever I join some friends in the world, I ask them, "How are you?" I'm 16. I'm 14. And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm 23. What am I doing here?"
Oh
But,
geez.
yeah.
How do you think us feel who are older than that?
I know. But like, Speedy, right? At first I met her, I was like, "Oh, how are you?" She's like, "I was 16 and her friend was 14 and 13. I was like, "Oh my god, fucking god, am I an uncle in this place?"
Yeah, that's why I started the running
that
joke
old?
are you FBI safe?
Yeah, true.
Where were you born and where do you live now?
Right. So I was born in Vietnam and I've been living there for 10 years before I moved to Australia.
Okay.
So yeah, now I'm living in Australia in Melbourne, but I was born in Vietnam, yeah.
So why did you move to the upside down world?
That's a good question, right? Because my grandmother had an accident, and she needed a carer, which was my dad. So my dad moved to Australia to take care of her, and he sponsored us to move to Australia as well. Yeah, and also Australia is a good place for me to live. He's like all the country in Asia is not that good. Like the education, financial state, and or kind of things is not as good as other country, Western countries. So my dad wanted me to go to Australia. Yeah.
You're speaking English now, but what other Englishes do you speak, and what are you interested in learning?
Our language is Probably I can speak Vietnamese, but not really good at it. I can hear it, I can listen to it, I can answer to it as well. But like if we talk in a long conversation, I was like, can you speak slowly or
Oh,
like sometimes I don't know how to
I
speak.
need to speak like this the whole interview?
Yeah. Sometimes in Vietnamese, and I will ask them like, what does that mean? I don't understand what the world is. And yeah, my parents keep teaching me like you have to speak Vietnamese. You shouldn't forget it. But like I'm studying at school and speak English with my friends, so I'm start to losing my Vietnamese skills. So yeah, I need to practice it more. And the other language I'm interested in is probably Japanese.
Oh my god, what a surprise. Like the fifth person to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, interested in Japanese. I try to learn it, but like I still have a lot of things to study, like because I'm a math student, so I have to study a lot of stuff. So I don't have enough time to study another language. I will study Japanese after I finish my course. Yeah, if I have time.
Okay. So, sorry to hit you with this one. I'm gonna ask one of the most difficult questions out of the whole interview.
Sure.
Are you ready?
All right, go for it.
Okay. I don't know if you're ready, but you know, hold on. Let me get ready because my cord's getting tangled here. Okay.
Okay. All right.
What's your favorite color?
Is that the hardest thing? My favorite color is a purple.
Purple.
100% purple.
Oh, why purple?
Yeah, with the blue dish in there.
Oh, hey, your eyes
Yeah,
are
I love
purple.
purple with the blue dish. Yeah, but it's kind of reddish in there. It's not completely
Okay.
purple.
Why purple? Is it because you're a pimp? You pimping people?
No. I don't know why I like purple, but it just give me some feeling like sadness. Thing it's giving me the vibe being like this one. Look at the sky, staying at the seas. It's kind of purple, right? With the blue dish in there. So it's giving me the vibe of sad vibe.
So you like sad vibes?
And yeah, it just depends on scenario. Like depends on my mood. But most of the time I like sad vibing, even though I'm not sad anything or yeah.
Do you mean like maybe like calm or peaceful?
Yeah, calm and peaceful. Yeah.
Okay.
Like chilling, relaxing. Yeah, I like it a
Relaxing.
lot.
Serenity.
Yeah.
Okay. So, next question. What brings you to be your best self?
The best self, like I'm used to in confident about myself,
Like what helps you to be your best self?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that I used to confident about myself, my appearance stuff. When I was young, I really fat, really chubby. When I turned to 18s, I realized that I have to improve myself more because everyone around me, they have their relationship, they have a girlfriend or boyfriend, and I'm jealousing with them. So I start to improve myself day by day, tell myself that you don't have to prove to be perfect with someone else, but you have to be the best version of yourself first, and then everyone will respect you. So that's why I'm start improving myself day by day, learning new things, practicing a music instrument, dancing, and talk more and more socialized stuff. Yeah, I can I can singing, I can play guitar, piano, and now I'm practicing DJing as well.
Okay, superstar.
And also I write.
Jesus.
Not yet,
okay.
superstar.
I'm doing everything.
I'm just practicing it. I don't have to be perfect in something, but I want to know it. Like in any occasion, I can. If they ask me to do something, I can do it. I just I'm not an expert at it.
So,
but I can see you're an expert in singing.
So basically, what helps you to be the best you is just kind of continuing to practice and learn as much as you can.
Yeah, I keep like take my motivation. Like I don't want to be the person in the past, so I just keep looking at myself from back all day, and I say to myself that no, you must be better day by day. So the only thing is you have to study, learning, practicing, improving. If you have mistake, that's fine. You learn, you get the experience from that mistake, and then just move on it. Don't get too negative about something. Be optimistic.
Okay,
That's how I tell myself every day.
So that's what helps you to be the best Arkseus, is to remind yourself of, to improve and to learn. Okay. Making sure I understand. All right.
Yeah.
So.
What's happening?
Scale of 0 to 10. How truthful are you with yourself? 0 being, I lie to myself all the time. 10 being, I never lie to myself.
I may be 7 or 8. Around that scale.
Okay.
Sometimes I lie to myself that you've done enough, so just go relaxing, and then you're good enough. Because sometimes I was too tired, and then I was like, I think I don't have to do that too much, so I just lie to myself that you're doing fine, then skip it away. Not really.
So it's interesting.
To myself, yeah.
The way you talk about it is like you're a workaholic and you need to take a break.
Yeah, true. Maybe the present would be. I don't know. It's up to you. I can talk about my past and present and anything else.
Oh yeah, no.
Everything.
It's
have some problem.
Your problems, right? So you choose.
Maybe. Now. Maybe the present. Yeah, it would be better.
Okay, so you're going through depression right now?
Depression? Just some time, not just there will be a period of day, or if I'm thinking something negatively, I will have depression. Like I don't know, but I have the feeling like worthlessness in some people's mind. When we met, we talked, we have fun, but then when we got home, I talked to them, they just like ignoring me. I just feel like, are they true friends, or are they really want to be my friend, or just faking it? I don't know. Yeah, and sometimes overthinking about problem a lot, so that might get me into depression easily. And I always think into a negative way. But I try to be optimistic, but I don't know, my feeling is just go to very deep. Go down to the bottom. And then
So what I'm kind of hearing from that is you have some friends that you hang out with and talk to, and like when you're out and about, everything's fine, but then when you get home, they kind of, you feel like they're ignoring you, and you start to start to be super critical and get some negative thoughts and sort of like as you said, overthinking about the situation.
True. Sometimes I ask straight to them like, hey, do you like me, or you just faking it? But they say, no, I like you. Sometimes I don't want to talk with people and stuff, but I keep saw them comment on Facebook, post their own photo and talk very happily with others. So that's the evidence that my thinking was right. So it's keep happening, so I trust myself more than the reality. Like I think that my thinking is right, and got a strong sense about that. Yeah, that's the point. I think that's my problem as well. I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to get out of the zone, but the feeling is trap me into the box again, and really bad.
So would you say your main problem is overthinking then? Sort of looking at situations in the worst light?
Yeah, true. Overthinking about problem and then gonna throw it into a negative way immediately.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be sad about it for a long time. Keep thinking about it.
Right. So let's talk about, I mean, so you did kind of give an example of how you hung out with your friends and they got home and then you're wondering like why they're not talking to you, and then it's bothersome that they'll go do something else that has clear evidence that they have time to talk, but then they don't respond to you.
True. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
yeah, that's my problem with people.
okay, do you have any other examples of overthinking? Any other situations?
Like if I did something wrong in front, or I misbehave with someone, and then I will think that they're gonna hate me and they're gonna they don't like me anymore, and they will start to ignore me, and they will don't talk to me anymore, and they will talk bad about me stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when I'm living with my roommate, he's living in another room. I turn the music too loud like all day, and I think that he start thinking I'm doing drugs or something in my room because I'm turning the music too loud all day. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's the overthinking stuff.
Okay, so like,
even though he didn't say anything, he doesn't say anything about that.
Right. So similar.
He doesn't
to before.
comment or complain.
Okay. So let's look at let's ask ourselves the question. So what is overthinking? Like what? So what is it? What are the qualities of it? What does it look like? What do you do? What is overthinking?
The overthinking is the if it's just a small problem, but I think it's go to many ways. I think about just my opinion. Like I think it's gonna go this way, and it's gonna really happen that way, but it's actually not happen anything, and the people doesn't give a care about that. But I think that they did care about that, and then the problem will go too far from the starting point.
And does overthinking include thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, true. Yeah, it includes my feeling as well.
For you, which one sort of dominates it, or is the primary?
The dominant one is the feelings. I don't like to be sad.
So you feel as though something is wrong, and you start to have a thought that your music is too loud or that your friends don't like you, and then you start to go downhill from there.
Yeah, true.
So, okay.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So, from research and evidence-based things and experience, there's two things that people can typically do when they start to overthink. Find the evidence and cope with the feeling. So like, kind of take care of it, be mindful, accept it, and do, things that are enjoyable to relieve the pain. So let's look at what you said for hold on, I'm blanking out. What was the second example? Not with the friends, but you said you were overthinking about if your music was too loud, right?
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so what is the evidence that your music is too loud and that your roommate is bothered, that he thinks you're doing drugs, and those are the three things, right?
I can hear the music. Yeah, I can hear the music when I go out, and it's kind of loud. And I think in his room we hear it as well. And my genre of music is kind of trippy music. Is like psytrance, cyclic. It's affected cyclic thing. Yeah, it's most of people doing drug use that music. So yeah, I think he think I'm doing drug as well.
Well, see, there
It's
it
just
is
my
again.
thinking. I don't know.
Thinking. So I think that it's happening, but how do you challenge it? How do you challenge it and find the evidence? What do you do?
Yeah, just go out of the room and close the door. And I think the music was too loud, and I think he can hear it as well. I just realized the problem. Like it was happened for a long time before I realized the problem to decrease.
So let me
the
stop
volume.
you there. How else might you
Oh.
find evidence and challenge the situation? What other way?
Never asked him.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, I asked him. But...
You never asked him.
Yeah, no, I asked him if the music is too loud or not. He say, that's fine. And then he just ignored it. He walked away, and that gave me the feeling that he hates me or he doesn't want to be friend with me anymore. Yeah. I asked him already if the music is too loud.
But he told you it was fine.
Sorry.
So why do you think he now hates you if he told you it was fine? You're just playing music. It's not. If it was a problem to him, wouldn't
maybe he's polite. Maybe he's polite to say so. But the true feelings of him is not. He just be polite with me because we like know each other for a long time, so he doesn't want to make me sad or yeah.
Well, right.
But he's gonna move out in the next few months to live with his friend. Yeah.
Good communication is where you know if something really bothers you, you will tell the person. So if it really bothered him, you know, maybe think of other situations with your roommate. So if something really bothers him, you know, does he tell you?
No, he won't tell anything. He don't tell anything. At least, unless I ask him. Otherwise, he's gonna ignore it. Like he's gonna keep it himself.
So
he doesn't talk his problem to anyone.
So he's a very reserved person where he does not share what he's thinking and feeling.
Yeah, true. Unless you ask him, otherwise he will hide away.
Well, see, but here's the problem: is that you did ask him, and you still feel as though it's bothering him. So, what evidence do you have that when he said it's fine, that it was actually bothering him? Was it in his face? Was it in his tone?
Yeah,
did he look
facial
upset?
expression.
Mm-hmm.
Facial expression. He's like, yeah, it's fine with that tone of voice. So yeah, I think maybe actually bothering him. And then after a few weeks, he said, hey, Alex, I'm gonna move out next 3 months, live with my friends. I was like, okay. So yeah, see, yeah, and just that, and then we don't talk much.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
So what do you think about that situation?
I think he's like he don't want to be friends with me because he think I'm a drug user or yeah.
But did you
maybe
ask
I bother
him
a lot?
Did you
No,
talk to him
never
about
asked
that?
him.
So then where's the evidence?
Because I was asking him like if the music was fine. He said the music was fine, but yeah, because he said so. So I can't ask him like, do you think I'm using drug or something? Yeah, so I don't have a chance to do that.
Okay, so
because he was saying fine.
Couple pathways we can take here. It's like, one, obviously not everybody, you know, will like each other or be friends. So I guess that's one thing to consider. Two, you also didn't ask on some occasions. You do have the verbal cues and you know that he was bothered by the music. But I mean, like, that's something that can easily be resolved because you just turn down the music. That's it.
Yeah, I actually turned down the music already.
So how else, or what else might you think about, you know, what's going on in his life? Like, you know, what else might you think about that situation of him leaving?
I don't know, just I didn't ask him why he's leaving. He just said he want to live with his friends and then he will move out.
So again, we have another situation of not asking. So you have no idea why he's leaving. He could have a job, he could have a girlfriend. These friends that he knows, he could have grew up with them. Like, you don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Because his job, he's still studying and he don't do any jobs at the moment. He said he don't want to work, and yeah, that's why he's always stay at home. And his girlfriend, he's have one, but they in like distant relationship. She was in China and he was stuck in Australia. So yeah, actually they were living together, but they separate because the pandemic, and then she got stuck in China as well.
So another thing I would add is, if he's a particularly reserved person and he doesn't share his thoughts and feelings, and you know, you can basically say that he's lying about how he's feeling, who's to say that he's not sharing what's actually going on with him?
Yeah, true.
So this whole time, you had a thought that your music was too loud, and then it just spawned into all of this. That, you know, you're maybe a bad or annoying roommate, bad friend, he doesn't want to be friends with you, he doesn't like you, and, you know, one thing leads to another, and, you know, you see him moving out, and you think that confirms that, you know, he just doesn't like you. Just, you know, and you maybe think, well, maybe it was because I was playing the music loud one time, you know? Do you really think a friend would, you know, like, especially a close friend, you know, somebody that, you know, will be with you for many years, do you think that they'll care for one time of playing music loud?
Oh no, that's not one time. It's been many times until I realized that it was too loud.
Okay. So would a good friend tell you, you know, their feelings and their thoughts, and if something was bothering you?
Yeah, I think if a good friend, they will tell me about that, but I don't know about him. I'm asking him, just speak yourself, but he's like, that's fine, I can cope with that.
So how come
like,
you still want to be friends with somebody who doesn't want to tell you what they're thinking and feeling and tell you the truth?
Like, because I want to help him. I don't know, but if I met someone have a mental problem or stuff, I really want to help him.
You want to help him with what? What do you want to help him with?
Like, help him to express him easier, because he doesn't have much friends in Australia, and
well, apparently he has friends that he wants to move out with. So that's a confusing statement.
Yeah, true. That's the point. Yeah, that's the thing I'm confusing as well, because he doesn't have much friend, and then he says he will move out with his friend. I was like, oh my god, really? Is that the reason you really want to move out with friends? Even though I don't see you have any friends. You're just staying at home all day, all time. And yeah, he's pretty lonely. Okay, so I don't know.
So there's a model and research that talks about you know, what is it? It's persecutor, victim, and rescuer, like the victim triangle or whatnot. And it sounds as though that you are trying to rescue, you know, this guy and sort of receive a friendship in return. But what's sort of happening is he actually doesn't really want that friendship. He doesn't want to open up to you. He doesn't want to tell you anything. Yeah. And your whole reason for sort of caring about this is you're like, oh, well, I just want to help him. But let me ask you something. Does he want to be helped?
I don't think so. He just like, ignore me. Please ignore me. No, please, no one care about me. But the thing is, I'm worried about him. Like, he think everything is too bad, and then he will come up with some worst thinking. I don't know. He tried to commit suicide once. And this happened like for 5 years ago when he was in China. And then his parents stopped him because we are living in Asian family. So yeah, all the Asian family want their child to be a doctor, a lawyer, or professional, having some professional area, and they want him to become a doctor, but he doesn't want it. He wants to study something different. He wants to be studying business thing, and his parents doesn't allow him. So he tried to die. He tried to cut his arm, and then his parents found out, rescued him, and then said, "Oh, okay, I will give you do whatever you want." So he said, he wants to study business, so and he don't want to live in China anymore. So they sent him to Australia, and yeah, that's how the story happened. So I was worried about him that he would do it again. Because at the moment, because the pandemic is up, so he cannot go out, and also his girlfriend also went back to China, and I'm afraid the feeling will come up again, and then he'll kill himself, and I will be involved because I'm a roommate.
Well, I can at least give you some assurance that yes, they're going to ask you some questions, but you're not going to be at fault for anything by any means. The other thing that's really important to mention here is, people are only going to change if they want to and if they're ready to. And they're, in the helping field, it's often thrown around that, you can't help somebody who doesn't want to change. And in fact, beyond that, you actually might be slowing them down from getting to rock bottom so that then they have motivation to change. It's admirable that you care for him and you worry for his life, but at the same time, if he does not want help from you, there is nothing you can do about that, and you're actually going to hurt yourself in the process. You're going to overthink, you're going to question who you are, and if you're a good person and a good friend, and so many other things. And it all started with you wanting to help him, but he doesn't want to be helped. So it's not the greatest combination. You might even, I kind of heard it sounded like you were even upsetting him, you were frustrating him because you were trying to help him.
Yeah, true, maybe.
I mean, we don't
know, but he decided.
Right. And he's his own man too.
Gave up already.
He's he can make his own decisions. So
yeah, true.
So just to sort of recap this, you tried reaching out to him, he's closed off, didn't seem like he was telling the truth. There's a couple of questions that you actually didn't ask him, so you never even really had the answer to some of those questions. And
true.
He doesn't want to be helped, and there's not anything you can do about that besides maybe keep a little eye on him, and if you start to notice some really bad behaviors, you can reach out to for help. But beyond that, he's his own man, it's his own life.
Yeah, true. I gave up already. It's happened like last few weeks, and then I decided to give up. I say I'm too tired of doing this. Then okay, I found another person to move in my apartment. Yeah, that's fine. That's easy for me.
Are you gonna play music?
I think it's
super
much
loud
better
now?
Nah, I'm at my parents' home, so they are asleep already. So I don't play any music too loud. I'm just listening via my headset now. Yeah.
Okay.
Just chilling now.
Let's see. So you have the roommate example, and then what was your other example for overthinking?
Friends, like
friends.
Like be ignored, right? Yeah.
Are there other examples friends, whether in person or even online, where you feel as though something's wrong?
The online one.
Mhm.
Yeah, the online one always happening. Like in VRChat, I have met some new friends. I have met lots of new friends in VRChat, and we were talking really, really fun. We have had a good time as well. But then someday they just disappearing from nowhere. They're just vanishing out of my life. They're not online. Delete my Discord as well. They blocked themselves. What happened to them? It's happening for me a lot of time already. With some person, I don't want to lose them, but yeah, it's keeps happening.
So basically, what I'm hearing is you meet somebody, you become friends with them, you add them on VRChat, you add them on Discord, things are going good, and then after a time, weeks, months, however long, you're saying out of nowhere, delete on here, delete on Discord, and then they're just gone.
Yeah, they just vanished from my life. It's just gone. Nothing left.
Okay. And
only memories.
Did you notice anything before these points, before these people leave? Did anything show that they were maybe bored, or there's something going on in their life? Anything at all?
They just not more online, more frequently online anymore. They just decrease their online status. And whenever they are online, I asked to join them, but they set themselves in private world or hanging out with something else. And whenever I join them, and they just ignore me. I was like, hi, hello, and they say, hello, and then they keep talking with their friends, and then okay, and then we play with them a bit, and then I go. Yeah, that's what's happening. Then I know after a few months, and they just gone like that.
Okay, so another part I want to make sure I get right is there's a certain time period where they start coming online less and less and less, and even though they are online, some of them will display as offline so that they're not bothered. In VRChat, you'll see them here, but they'll be in a private world, and even if you do manage to join that private world, you go and talk to them, and they're in the middle of a conversation, they talk to you, and then they just go back to the original conversation and don't really say much more.
Yeah, and then I was standing there all the time, just wait them to finish the conversation, and then even when they finish the conversation, it just come and say, hi, hello, I'm on head up now, so see ya next time. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But then, yeah, next time I asked to join them, but they ignore my invitation, and then, yeah, even though they are online, they join with someone else, and then, yeah.
Okay.
I joined them, and then they just ignored me.
So what do you think about that?
I don't know what was happening. Everything was good. I didn't like bothering them much on Discord or Snapchat or anything. That I just sometimes I say, hi, how are you going? And I was like, yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm good. How about you? And then we just have a normal conversation, and then yeah. I don't know what happened. Maybe I did something wrong, I don't know, or they just stopped playing VRChat. Maybe.
All right, so
I'm just thinking that way.
Do you would you say that you have trouble keeping friendships and relationships, maintaining them?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe I have a trouble with them.
So
in VRChat and real life.
So no trouble, starting a friendship, right? So it's easy for you to become friends with people, but keeping that friendship is difficult.
Yeah, true. I can't. That's what's happening.
Maintaining friendships and understanding, like what's going on with people and why they suddenly just disappear. And well, much like we talked about with your roommate, did you ask some of these people, what's wrong, what's going on, or try to figure out, if you're doing something that may be bothering them?
Yeah, I asked them already, and they replied me. They said, "No, everything was fine. It was fine with you," and yeah, and they said that no, I like to be with you. I like to talk with you, but then after that, when I talk to them again, they just ignore me.
Mm-hmm.
No response. They just seen the message, and then they just
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, what happened to me? What did I do wrong? Or maybe they think I'm disturbing them, or I'm too annoying. Something. I don't know.
So it sounds like you've kind of had this conversation multiple times with different people. Of, you start off good, and then you message them one day, and then no response, and then you ask what's wrong, what's going on, and then ghost, and then delete.
Yeah, it's kind of happening at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they replied me just few words, like, if I ask them, "Hey, how are you?" and then I respond, "Yeah, I'm fine. How about you? How things
Mm-hmm.
going?" and then they just ignore me completely. And then whenever they online in VRChat, I join them, I talk to them. He's like, "Oh my god, I miss you." And then I was like, okay. I was like, oh, is it the same person I'm talking with on Discord, or is it a totally different person? I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Because I was
Okay.
like,
So
yeah.
we gotta talk about this. So like, what do you think is going on? What do you think is going on with you? What's going on with them? So
Yeah.
what do you think about it?
Got no idea. I just think like they don't want to be stopping in real life.
Okay.
I just think that.
So let's try and maybe brainstorm some things that could be going on either side for for why this is happening. What do you think is happening with like one of the friends that you're talking about? Like, what's going on with them, their life, their mood, other things, that maybe they want to do? Like, what does that look like?
I totally no idea about that. They just don't share much about their life to me. So they just say about just not much. They just say that they was too busy, and then they was sleeping all day.
Mm-hmm.
And and sometimes they Snapchat for me things, and then I was like, "Oh, hi, you having good time though?" And then it's like, "Yeah, how about you?" And I replied to them, but they never seen it. They just ignore my message away, and they keep sending me the snap, but they ignore me. Like, they don't even really want to know what I'm doing or what was my replies.
Mm-hmm.
They just want me to care about them, but they don't want to know what.
Yeah. They want to know that you care about them? How do you know that?
No, they want me to care about them. Like, they want to get more attention as possible from many people, not only me.
So what evidence do you have for that?
Like, maybe it's just my thinking. I don't know. Because based on that, I'm overthinking all the time. Because based on the evidence I have, like, they keep sending me snap, and then I keep asking, like, they want to share their moment with me, and I want to cheer with them, but they don't want to receive it. Yeah.
All right, so let's try. Let's see. Try, you know the saying of like, put yourself in their shoes, right? So let's step into their shoes. Okay, so you're this person. What's going on in your life, and what's your surroundings, and then this person is looking at you. So what's it like to be them? What's going on?
I tried to put myself in the shoe already, but I cannot find out what's happening. Like, they can simply just read my message, and then they just simply rap in the short words, that's fine. I don't need them to asking me more than it, or they just don't ignore me like I'm invincible. Yeah, and whenever I talk to them, and they just send my message, and then they just ignore it. But whenever they come online, I join them, I talk to them, and they was like nothing was happening. And they was, oh my god, long time no see, and how are you, and stuff, and keep going on. And I was, really? What was happening?
Okay, so
I try many time already.
So I think we need to try a little bit harder at figuring out what's going on in their life. Really have, something there. To not really understand what the person, is dealing with. Do they have work? Do they have school? Do they have many friends? Are they trying to reply to 10 different people and you just happen to be the last one? You don't know these things. You don't know what they're feeling. You don't know if they're depressed. You really don't know anything about what's going on with them. You're making a lot of assumptions.
True.
Because, okay, let's say to respond to you, they gotta have work taken care of. They gotta have school taken care of. They gotta have all their friends replied to and make sure they're well taken care of. And then, this person can reply to Arkseus. You don't know where you are on somebody's priorities, and especially if you met them, if you just met them, or maybe met them recently, you don't know where you are on their scale, right? So like they could have friends that they've known their whole life, and you're gonna be at the bottom. It's not to say they don't like you or that they hate you. It's just that they have priorities, and as human beings, we only have so much energy for one day. So maybe by the time that, they're getting to you, they're just out of energy. I mean, you said that person was sleeping a lot, so that would kind of support that a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think so. Because they keep online all day. They keep playing all the games. And whenever online, I saw them playing lots of new game stuff. And then, yeah. Maybe it's right for the thing you said, the list of priority. But they don't have to acting like when they meet me, they just like, oh my god, long time no see, and they just be so much friendly, like
right. And I'm
like
gonna,
like we are really the best friend.
I'm gonna get to that, but I'm sort of showing you what it looks like to check off all the boxes, to look for the evidence. And then eventually you start getting to, what the a more realistic and evidence-based answer, looks like, right? So you're in neuroscience and higher education, so you know what it looks like for things to be evidence-based. Okay, so you're saying that they play games all day and they don't really respond to you, and then if you join a VRChat world, they suddenly put on a mask and say, oh, I'm so so happy to see you, and everything seems fine. Okay, so let's stop right there. Let's go back to what do you think they may be going through? They could be depressed, they could be sad, they could be stressed, they could be playing. So when people are stressed out, they are going to pick their number one thing that they enjoy. And you may not be that number one, and that's probably a hard truth to sort of sit with. You may not be.
No, understandable with that one.
So understand that some people, they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but they're just trying to de-stress and find some enjoyment, because whatever they're dealing with in their personal lives is really heavy. So let's go down this road. This person that's ignoring you is really stressed out. They got school. Maybe their partner's toxic. We don't know. So they're dealing with a lot. Yeah. So all they want to do is just go on and play some games so that they can get away from all that and take a break. And then here's Arkseus, who is messaging them, and they're like, oh well, I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I'm really enjoying this game right now, and what do I do? And I have like 5 other people messaging me, and now my parents are messaging me, and now my school stuff is, the teacher needs something from me. So you just kind of get shoved straight to the bottom there, and they're trying to take care of everything else. Again,
Maybe.
it's not so we're talking hypothetical here. None of this is technically your fault, right? So now
Yeah.
we're gonna go into, you join the world, and they make everything seem perfectly fine, and that they're happy to see you, but then they don't respond to you. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
sure.
So
So
we're
they're
looking
acting in real life like they ignore. They don't know me.
right. Okay, so let's look at that. What are the qualities of somebody who's a close friend, like who who cares about you? Like, so what does that person do?
If the person do, when I message them, they're gonna reply me, and then they will keep a conversation with me, even though it's not a best friend. It's just normal, be a friend. When I reach out, they're gonna respond, hi, hello. Then they gonna start a convo like normal things you do, and then we'll stop at the convo when we need to do something else. Yeah, that's basically what friends do. But
Okay.
sometimes I feel like I'm not their friends. Yeah.
All right, so there's kind of some things
Maybe
to
just because.
unpack there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
so-
it's just because it depends on the person I'm talking with their thinking about what they should do in the friendship. That's why I'm trying to stick with that. I know that. Sorry?
I was just saying, so you just said you think that the other person is trying to figure out what they should do in the friendship.
Yes, because the way they respond to their friends might be different in different person, right? If I talk to some other friends, they're gonna be responsibly and they're gonna talk to me all day, or not even though they will respond me. And then some of friends, they will ignore me because they don't think I'm their best friend and stuff, like the list you talked earlier,
Let's
like the priority of it.
right. So
I don't know,
let's
it just depends on the person.
Let's try again with what a close friend is. Why are you close friends with somebody? So the first thing you said is you have maybe common interest and you have back and forth conversation. What else? Why else would you be really good friends with somebody? Like, what characteristics do they have? What do they do?
Like, they can share thought with me. They can talk with me. They understand me, and I having fun with them.
Exactly.
And they like right to where I ask them, they're gonna show up immediately. Yeah, that's how best friend defined.
All right, so just to kind of recap,
And they trust me as well.
So
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
So they trust you to talk about their thoughts and feelings. You have common interests. They understand you. You guys have fun together, and it's just everything sort of clicks together, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so that's what a close friend looks like. Now I want you to look back at everybody that you felt just disappeared off the grid. Did you have all those boxes checked, or maybe did you have a few, one, or maybe none of them checked off?
Maybe a few. Most of them just a few check of it. Like, we share our thought, we talk, and we hanging out, we having fun. But then, yeah, it was just happening like that way.
A quick question would be, if you can't understand someone, or have a hard time understanding your language as well, how much fun are you really gonna have with that person?
I don't know, just you.
If I go and talk to like a rocket scientist and I know nothing about it, and they don't want to teach me anything, am I gonna have much fun talking to that person? You know, especially since that's usually what people want to talk about, their main career interest, right?
No, they won't.
So then, you know, you have to fall back on other subjects. But if you run into somebody who only wants to talk about that, you're kind of limited. So if they're not good at talking about, you know, anything else that you're interested in, or, you know, you don't have common interest, you know, which means you don't really understand them, you don't have, you know, a foundation to sort of have, you know, fun and, you know, build a relationship and open up, then you don't really have much of a friendship that has the legs to kind of go the distance.
Yeah, I'm drawing back, but that was fine with me. We didn't talk much about something too complicated. We just having fun, have normal conversation like everyone else, and we're laughing, get some jokes about that.
Yeah.
That's
so in this day and age, I'd probably be bold enough to say that this is the new acquaintance. People used to kind of call these relationships friendships, but the way the world is shifting, this has pretty much demoted it to acquaintance. So now, like online acquaintances, whether gaming or in person or whatever, it's like, yeah, you can go out with this person, you could have fun with them, but here's the hard thing to say is that unless you check off all of those boxes and they really like you, they really enjoy spending their time with you, you are probably the top 5 things that are the most enjoyable in their life. They're going to, you know, if you're not that, you're gonna sort of fall out of their life. It's like if they have top 5 priorities and you're number 6, you're sort of cut off. And you know exactly what that looks like. They talk to you, they delete you. So
True.
So priorities shift, and it's really it's not your fault or anything. It's just more try, you know, we want to sort of reframe how we're looking at the situation. We want to know what they're going through and pay attention to, you know, the relationship. Is this somebody that is into the same things as me? Are they a good person? You know, do they have good qualities about them? And, you know, then we look into what does it take to build a good relationship. So do you know what that looks like?
No, I don't know.
You said a few things earlier, you know, sharing your thoughts and feelings, having common interest, you know, having fun. And, you know, the thing that I think you would probably care about a lot is consistency. Are they reliable?
Yeah, true.
You know, people don't have to answer you right away. They got stuff going on, but usually people who care will say like, oh, you know, I'll reach out to you in 5 minutes, or I'm busy, or they'll give a quick message, right? So when you're aware of people, you know, who actually care about you, you can be more certain and aware of who you should spend your time with. Because what I'm sort of gathering from all of this is that you just want to be friends with anybody who hangs out with you. And you maybe don't look to see if all those boxes are checked. And like you feel in the back of your mind, oh, there's a couple of them checked, and maybe there's only one. And if there's only one checked, and they have another friend who has all 5 checked, they're gonna pick them and not you. So the next question I would ask is, why is it helpful to pay attention to the boxes to see if everything lines up? Why is that important?
Just because to not to hurt myself, to have overthinking again. Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Good job.
Yeah, no.
So
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
My problem is thinking too much about it, caring a lot.
And being more aware.
Yeah, no, my problem.
Like so like for example, when I first met you, you know, I thought you were very, you know, calm and chill dude and can talk to you about anything. There was nothing that you did that offended me, right? But if I were to share, what's my personal thoughts and feelings, it's like, okay, well, I got things going on. I got my internship. I got these projects I'm working on. I'll hang out with you if you can. But I also got to tell the same message to like 20 other people, right? So if, you know what I mean? So if you were messaging me, it would be the same situation. It's like, hey man, it's not that I don't like you. It's just I got things going on. And I will never say that I'm busy. I will never say that I'm busy. I will say is that I could make time, but you just have to be patient. I don't like people who say, oh, I'm busy. You can make time if you really want to. Personal venting.
Yeah,
but okay.
Yeah, true. You can make the time you want it to happen.
Exactly. So
otherwise, yeah.
So looking at this, we've kind of talked about finding the evidence for different situations and trying to be more aware of what's going on in the other person's life, and then also looking at building and holding friendships and looking for the check boxes to see if if it's even a good fit, because if somebody has somebody walked up to him and that person is like, oh yeah, I'll do anything, I'll be there for you, I'll support you, I'll give you stuff, but they don't really like you, they're gonna be like, you can kind of hang out with me, and as soon as you don't have anything to offer them, they'll kind of delete you and push you out of their life. Yeah, true. And you would know that they're doing this right away if you just looked at your check boxes. Are they reliable? Do you have fun? Do you guys talk consistently? Because a lot of the times these people will be ghosters. They won't respond to you. They'll just sort of breadcrumb you, keep you on a leash.
Yeah, they ghost me.
So you don't want to jump at the first person who says like, I enjoy hanging out with you and I want to be your friend. You gotta evaluate them, man. You gotta vet them. You gotta be like, okay, so I see you. Are you a good person, and do we truly get along and enjoy our time together? Because if you don't evaluate people, as you said, you're just gonna hurt yourself and then start overthinking.
Yeah, sure.
Has that overthinking carried over into your work world or other things?
Overthinking? Yeah, is carry on my study as well, but I think overthinking is the good for studying medical stuff. Like, you're gonna think the problem is not happening on one way, it's gonna be all the way. We have to check all the way before we make the decision or diagnosis to a patient. Yeah, so
it sounds like a habit is carried over. Yeah, I definitely support that. You have to be very thorough in certain professions. But when it comes to our personal lives with our thoughts and feelings, we gotta process them and look for the evidence, because otherwise we're going to jump to conclusions and just kind of
real fast.
Yeah, a lot of negative thoughts will come out. So when you were dealing with these problems, so the problem of overthinking, what helped the most? What helped you sort of get through it and do better? Yeah, what helped?
Helped to get through the overthinking? That's what you mean?
So before we talked, right? So you were overthinking. Like, what helped the situation? What made it better?
Like, ignore it. I would just ignore it.
Okay.
I don't have much time to care about it. Just let it move on, and then I'll just jump into another thing. I mean, start to finishing my things up, and then if that friend doesn't like me, that's why I can make a new one.
Hey, okay,
it's not
I like that.
Really much a problem like that. Yeah, there's not really much my problem, but I'm just like regretting, like, oh my god, we're losing that. It's kind of, I don't want to lose it, but yeah, it has to. So yeah, just let it move on, then focus on my things, improving myself every day. Yeah, that's the thing.
And we go back to the dark side of it. What made things worse?
Yeah. Memories. Like when I come to a world when I was with them, and I start missing them, and I would think, oh, we used to have a good time in here, but it's no longer happening. And then the thing is, I read the old message, like I started to read the old message when we were met, and then everything was having fun. Now it just vanished. We don't have much happy time together anymore, and you completely lost. I completely lose you from my life. Yeah, that's the worst thing.
So what I heard from that is you start to have different triggers or something, gives you a memory. You start thinking about it. You start focusing on it. You start fixating on it. You start overthinking it. You start reading the message history, and you just go on a downhill slope.
Yeah, yeah, it's going like this all the time. It's happened all the time, every series and all the same.
Right. Okay.
Memories always.
So, now that we sort of got those two things wrapped up,
the thing I have at the moment, all the thing is I'm struggling with my career.
Okay.
Like my passion is not doing the medical stuff. My passion is about doing music. So, but as I said before, I'm an Asian child, so I have to live up my parents' dreams. So yeah, I already stepped into the medical area, so I have to follow it down to finish things up. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but yeah.
Okay.
It's on the right. Like my hobby is playing music, and I want to stick with them. I want to spend a lot of time with them. But the thing is, if you stick with the music thing, it's not gonna help you to live your life. So, purchasing some career to have like a stable financial state first, and then you can pursue your hobbies later. That is the thing we should focus on. Yeah, because music is not a place where you can produce a song and you can be rich as well, or you can be famous. No, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna take lots of time and based on your luck. If you're unlucky, you won't get a famous. There's a lot of artists out there, but no one's know about them. So that's a really, really risky way. So I have made it clear, like I have to stick with the staple thing first, and then I will have my hobbies to finish them later on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I'm thinking to overcome it.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from the
oh
good.
Yeah, I used to struggling about that before. It's happened for me last 2 years already. I was
This
really
has been
stressful.
bothering you for 2 years?
Yes, it's bothering me for 2 years. I was crying with my parents. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to study that. I want to change the course that they assured me that no, you can follow your hobbies, but because we're not living with you forever, so we really want you to have some stable jobs that can help you to build your dream. Not because I don't want you to follow your passion, but I want you to have something stable first before you do something else. Otherwise, if something bad happened to me and you won't have the stable place, you don't have the families or any good place for you. When you're failing, you can go back there anymore. So I want you to live on your own first, and then before you chase your dreams. So that way they were saying to me, I was like, oh yeah, that was right. Maybe it's not that bad. Just because of me, I didn't think that.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Do you know how much?
much?
Do you know how much stuff you just said? Oh my god. Okay, let me try and recap that. Jesus Christ. Okay. So first thing I want to ask is
sorry.
No, I'm just messing with you. So do you know what tiger parents are?
Type?
Tiger
What do you mean?
tiger parents.
Tiger parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, that's what you're experiencing. You have parents who want you to follow the path that they see fit. Now, to give a lot of these parents credit, they just want you to live a stable life, and that's sort of like what you've described. You looking for stability, and once you have that stability, then you can follow their dreams. So so what I heard from the rest of that is like, okay, so you have a passion for music, and it's in your soul. It's deep within your veins. You love it. It's super enjoyable. You say you play multiple instruments, and it is the life of your soul. But the problem is, you gotta make that money, gotta get that paper.
Yeah, we have that money.
And, because you gotta pay your bills, so you can't pay your bills with a risky career, or freelancing, or getting ad revenue, putting out your music in different ways, and then you may never be discovered. There's been artists who put out like 3 like bangers, and then after that they fell off the grid, and they didn't it's not enough money to really sustain themselves. So sounds like you and your parents both recognize this, and you're like, well, though I really don't like studying in the medical field, neuroscience, it's super stable, and I kind of got to delay my gratification or my enjoyment of, delay my passion for music, so that I can build a stable life. And in a few years' time, then I can start to go back to it and put more time into it. And it sounds as though this is really difficult on an emotional level, because as you're studying, as you're studying and doing your higher education, it's sort of burning and biting you inside that I really just want to, pursue my musical.
Yeah, sometimes
interest.
I want to give up. A lot of time I want to say, I gave up this one, I'm done with it, but then I start thinking back again those things, and then I was like, oh no. All right, I'm gonna take that as motivation. I will chasing my dream later on, so start to study.
So let me ask you this: is doing what you need to do now, is that a part of your dream?
Like studying? No, never be part of my dream. It's just a thing that I want to stick with to get the paper, and then I do my own things.
Try again. How else might you look at the situation? Try again. How else might you look at that?
How much? I don't know.
Well, you said it yourself. In order for me to get to my dream of playing music, I have to build stability first. So is pursuing this job and career, is this a part of your dream? Is it how you get there?
Yes. Yeah, maybe that's a part of a dream to get my actual dream come true. But I think I spent too much time with this one.
It's a milestone, right? It's a step that you have to take along
that's
the
the
way.
milestone. Yeah. To get here, I have to get something to be the base first, and then I will climb up here. Is that what I mean? Yeah.
And you did sort of say it before with, I use it as motivation that, like, once I get done with this and I'm good to go, then I can get to that really makes me happy and just so full of energy for life. But I have to do this first.
That's what true. When I play music, like I just feel like nothing's around me anymore. I love it. I can play it all day. I can do a lot of research about them, how to build a song, or how the artist composed this song, and I can like spend lots of time without tiredness, boring stuff, and then I will start to stick with it. Like I have to map how to do that. Like no one's gonna teach me that. No one like will open a school to teach you how to do a song, and then but I have the ability that can figure it out how to do it. Like I can set it to a small step to like a progress to do the things and make the big things. To do small things but make the big thing. Yeah. Yes, and but in studying with the neuroscience stuff, I was like, oh my god, okay. I'm just keep studying those words. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
It's really boring, but I have to. Got no choice. No
right.
way.
Because if you were to stop and quit, you're also quitting and giving up on your dreams because they're directly linked together.
Yeah, that's correct.
So what would you say is the biggest problem about this, or the hardest part? Like, what's the hardest thing that you're dealing with?
Overcome it.
So
I have to stick with the motivation.
Overcome what?
Sometimes
So maintaining motivation?
Yeah, to maintaining motivation and overcome the negative thinking about doing this is wasting time. It's not gonna take you anywhere. Sometimes I have a thought that am I right? Am I doing the right thing, or I'm doing the wrong thing, or I'm wasting my time? I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the problem. I have to overcome it. Like stop thinking it too negative way. Be optimistic and think that you have to do good at this thing first to get to your dream.
Okay,
because
so
it was a line, right? Yeah.
So we did talk about overthinking and how to sort of, overcome that. You look for the evidence, and you said what helps you get through it is sort of, distracting yourself and going to your hobbies and ignoring it, and in this case you remind yourself of like why you're really doing it, so to get to your music career. If we were to look at you said, is this the right choice? The factors that I would look at that is hours per week. So how much hours per week are you working in this field, to where, do I have enough hours to put into my music, right? So if you're looking at your career.
No. Like I spend 4 times of it. Every free time I have, I study thing, because the content of or studying is pretty much.
No, I don't mean right now. I mean when you're actually working. So you
actually working?
Yeah.
I don't know, because the science is the area like developing day by day. It's not gonna stop at one point. It's keep going up day by day. It's gonna more content is happening. So I don't think I have much time left.
So let's think about that. When you're asking yourself, is this the right choice? Your dream is to get to a music career, but if you have no hours to put into it, you're not really getting to the music career. Whereas if you had a job that was only 40 hours per week, then you would still have like another 40-50 hours to put into the music career, and it wouldn't even be super exhausting for you because you love to do it. In fact, it would be like more energy for you. But what I'm hearing right now is that if all your time is just sucked up in pursuing this neuroscience career, you're not going to have any time for this. So you can easily switch to something else that makes enough money, and you can still do this. But the important part to consider is time. You want to consider how much time you're actually going to be working and investing into this career. Like you could spend, all your time investing into it, but once you're working, you might only be working like 20, 30, 40 hours a week, and it's fine. So So I wouldn't get hung up on the investing part, just the end goal. How much time do you actually have? So for you to think about, is this the right choice? Well, if you have no hours to put into your music career, what do you think about that?
Never think about it. Like I would do is in my free time. I try to have some free time, but I don't know if it's gonna happen or not because I'm not working now. But I don't know what's going to happen if I actually working.
So how might you find the evidence? How much you figure out if you will have free time, if you will have hours, if you know, how do you find out how many hours a week you work? Like, what can you do?
Maybe in weekends, free time after finish my shift. Maybe that's the free time I have.
No, I mean,
but
how do you verify? How do you verify how many hours a week that you will work? How do you get the facts, the details?
My professor. I see my professor doing it, and then he will spend like full time of it. In order to get to his position, he has spent like 4 years to study neuro stuff to get to his position, and then he told me he was studying all the time. He never stopped studying, even though in free time he read books about it, and now he thinking a new project, new research we're gonna link with the content he has. So that's the point. But sometimes he has free time as well. His hobby was playing piano.
Well, Arkseus,
and he did pretty well.
You have to ask yourself the question of if he is spending all of his time, maybe besides a few hours of free time, is that going to be enough for you?
I don't think it's gonna be enough for me if I want to chase my dream. Actually, at the moment I'm lying to myself that it's gonna happen, but you know.
You have
the
to.
The actual thing is not really gonna happen.
But you don't know that.
That's gonna happen is around 10%.
You have to chase your dream, but what I'm trying to tell you is you need time to do that first.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I would leave it up to you to determine whether or not you'll be happy with so few hours to put into your dream, or if maybe there's another field that you could switch to where you have a whole lot more free time and you can, have a good work-life balance. Because I'll be honest with you, man, academia and research, that's a very dedicated field, and it's typically reserved for people who are passionate and fanatic about it. I mean, like, look at myself, like putting so much effort into my, research assessment form that I made, and sort of getting, hands-on practical experience and just literally learning, not dawn to dusk, but like every day for like the past 2 years on my own initiative. I don't regret a single second of it because that's what I'm passionate about and what I enjoy. But from what I heard from you, is that you broke down in front of your parents about doing this. So on top of that, like, are you even going to be able to go the distance, if this isn't something that, interests you?
Yeah, true. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still struggling with my pathway now. And I gotta move on. Yeah, so I just keep studying, and hoping one day I can figure it out what I should do.
Okay, so so you talked about the hardest parts being motivation and then figuring out what you want to do.
Yeah, figuring out how to manage
if it's the right
plan.
choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so motivation, we could talk about that afterward. Can you make a decision off of the amount of hours, the time that you have to put into your music career? Is that a good frame to make a decision on? So if this career does not have enough hours, then I won't pursue it. And if this career does have enough hours, and I'm still able to be financially stable, then I will choose this one. Does that sound intriguing, or does that sound helpful to you?
Yes, I thought I have a think about that before, but like I know I'm putting too much time for me to this degree already. So I'm already 23 and I have been studying this for 4 years already. So this is my last year. So if I quit this, the whole last 4 years is gonna be wasted. So I don't think
it's
I'm
not
gonna change my
transferable
career.
to anything.
Yeah, basically yes.
Okay, so that's an important detail, because if you only have 1 year left, then let's see, neuroscience. Are you only able to do research, or is there other like hands-on field work that you could do?
Brain imaging.
Brain imaging. Okay, yeah,
Brain imaging. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a completely viable career. How do you feel about that? They have reasonable hours to where, you could also spend time into your music career.
Yeah, true. I have think about it already, but in hospital there's a completely different degrees to doing that, and neuroscience is just a part of it, not the whole degree to do that. So the hospital only hire the people who have the actual degree of it, not the neuroscience student to do the brain imaging.
Okay, so how many more years of
mean?
school would you have to do to be able to do the imaging?
Like you have to study purchasing another career, which similar time to this 4 years.
So you would have to commit another 4 years.
3 years.
Another 3 years.
Yes, 4 years. I don't remember much. Yeah, but around that time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's walk through these paths. You finish in a year, and you're a research associate, and maybe you might advance to be a professor or something, but you're not passionate about it. That's kind of unlikely. So you go down this path.
Yeah, true.
You're working dawn to dusk, all the time, all day, every day, all week, for as long as you hold this job. So that could be for the rest of your life, and you may never have time to pursue your music career. All right? Okay, let's look at path number 2. You finish this degree in a year, and then you apply for the brain imaging or something else, and you go for the the next 3 years, and then you're done. And then from that point on, you're making a ton of money, and you have enough hours to put into your your music career. So one of these paths eventually has one of these paths has the light at the end of the tunnel. The other has no light at the end of the tunnel.
Maybe I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Maybe I'm gonna stick with another degree, I think. At the moment, I'm thinking about it to be a paramedic stuff because I feel myself like can work really well under stressful situation. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about that, but maybe I will get the paramedic degrees, and the study load will be decreased for me because there are some subjects I have already passed it, so they're not gonna.
So you can transfer some credits.
Yeah, that means transfer some credit to that degree.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be.
But I have to finish this one first before I apply that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be a complete loss. You'd actually be able to kind of get a head start toward doing that. And how long would it take to become a paramedic?
Normally it's gonna be 3 years, but I don't know how much credit I could transfer. Maybe at least.
You might cut it in half. Potentially, only a year and a half.
Maybe one year and a half. Yeah, it would happen. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So then you'd only have to do 2 more years, and
Yeah, true.
And I'd say if you're studying to be a paramedic, it's not as rigorous in comparison to kind of what you're doing now and some other things.
Yeah.
So not only during that study time are you going to have hours to put into the music career, but once you're done, you're still going to have time to put into that.
Yeah. Yeah, true. That's what I'm thinking now, my pathway. I might go on that pathway.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, like, at the moment, I don't feel any interesting about it doing, chasing the neuroscience stuff to get higher education. I just try to finish my degree and get the stable jobs. But yeah, I think about, like, do I think I'm gonna stick with this forever, or it's gonna be with me just at some point, and then
yeah. So
because I don't feel myself in it.
Right.
So yeah.
So it'll be important to, you know, try and transfer what you've already done to something stable, and then maybe, you know, at the same time look to see if you can transfer into something that you're interested in. And if that's not possible, then continue to just explore different fields and different options that you have, and, you know, pursue what you really want to, which is obviously, you know, music and making, you know, songs and or just playing whatever it is you want to do. So it sounds as though you just kind of need to continue thinking as you have and processing and weighing different options. The only thing I would have to add is just make sure that you have that music career alongside what you're trying to do. Is it compatible? Will I have time? That would be the only thing that I would add from, you know, an outside perspective. Okay. So as for the motivation, we sort of already talked about making sure that we continue to think why we're doing this. You know, it won't be forever. You know what helps you sort of get through the tough times, so your coping skills. And then I would add the staples of make sure you're getting good sleep, you're eating well, and if you can manage to get yourself to exercise, you're basically Super Saiyan and you can take on anything.
Yeah, I practice. I do exercise every day.
Hey. Yeah, it's probably.
So just trying to be the perfect version.
Yeah.
Perfect version of myself.
Sounds like you got, you know, everything you need, and probably the biggest thing is, you know, you're just finding some friends for support, and, you know, we've kind of talked about that and how we can sort of, you know, move forward there. So to recap, the main issues that we talked about was overthinking, building and keeping friendships, and then your career. So now we're going to sort of look at goals and things that you would want to do to make those things better and be successful in them. So as for the overthinking, you know, assuming you remember, so what do you need to do that will help with the overthinking?
The Jack's box, right? Have to put in the Jack's box, and then have to think. You have to find the evidence to make sure it's really happened. Otherwise, it's just basically your thought, and then we will never be sure if it's true or not.
Okay,
so you need to find the evidence.
So I just disappeared. Bye. What are you thinking right now?
Maybe you need to go somewhere else. Maybe you're busy. Yeah.
Okay. Are you boring and not interesting? Are you mean? Are you not a good friend? Because I walked away?
No. Maybe maybe you have something else to do.
All right.
And you have your own life, right?
See, it's alright. You're already doing pretty good. Pretty good. We'll have to see when it actually happens. You know, you see a friend disappear and okay. So what else are you gonna remind yourself of?
The checkbox, right?
Yes, the check boxes. And do you remember what are in those check boxes of a good friend and what they do?
Yeah, sharing thought. Let me remember sharing thought. You can common sense, trust, and Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's enough, right?
Yeah, so common interest, trust, sharing. You enjoy your time together. They're
Yeah, enjoy
reliable,
time.
and you guys you understand each other well. You click. So looking to see if all of those are checked, and then also reminding yourself of, well, there's some people who are hurting out there that will try and take advantage of you, and to not keep yourself close to those types of people, and just be more aware. Shit.
Shut up, I'm just move on. Alright.
Are you done?
Just hold on, just a few seconds. Alright, I'm done. Okay, just trying to see my facial expression.
Okay. So
okay.
So the evidence, the checklist for building friends, and we briefly talked about what it takes to sort of build and maintain a friendship. You have to be willing to demonstrate all of those qualities. So it's basically the same thing. You gotta be open, honest, trusting. You gotta enjoy your time together and have common interest, and be there for each other. And then moving on to the career, you talked about how you got to think about what fits. So what is compatible with me being able to have time to put into music, which I really love, because this is why I'm alive, among other things. But this is my soul. This is the thing that I enjoy the most. So you want stability, but at the same time, you want to chase your dream. So thinking about career options and finishing your current degree, so maybe you could pursue another one or another path, and be able to, eventually move on to doing music. So, those would be the goals and things to think about and things to remind yourself of. I think, from what I've heard, it would be really helpful to kind of reduce this overthinking and be aware of who, are good friends and who actually likes you. And that way you don't beat yourself up, and that overthinking carries over into your work and other places, and you can, relax a little bit more. Purple. What would you say to everybody watching, whether it's a statement, advice, guidance, what would you say to everyone?
Okay. So, as I said, you don't have to be a perfect in someone's eyes. You just need to be a perfect in yourself. That's the point. And there's no dead end. You have to reach out, and there will be a door for you. There'll always be a door. Do not think something too negatively or throw yourself into a dark hole. And be optimistic. That is the way can help you can reach out the world and find your own solution easily. That's all.
Together.
Wait. One.
All right.
Two.
Kind of.
3, 2. Oh wait. You didn't say 3.
No.